Hello, friends, and welcome once again. Today's topic is climate change. Today's topic is climate change. Okay. Climate change will be one of the ways the devil will cause a Sunday law to be legislated by law in America first, then throughout the entire world. What was one of the reasons literal Israel went into captivity to Babylon for 70 years? Answer: because they disobeyed the statute of the Jubilee. They did not allow the land to rest according to the statutes of God. Let's read some Bible verse. I'm going to read Leviticus 26 verse 34. And I'll be reading from my King James Bible. (26) verse 34. Then shall the land, and I read, then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths. This Sabbath is this is the Jubilee. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths, with an S, as long as it lieth desolate, and ye be in your enemy's land. Even then shall the land rest and enjoy her Sabbaths. Okay, and we know that this was in the 70 years captivity. I'll prove that. Let me go to Jeremiah 25 verse 11 and 12. So they went, God led them into captivity because they would not obey his statutes. Among other reasons, his commandments as well. Okay, Jeremiah 25, I said. Verses 11 and 12. Verse 11. And this whole land shall be a desolation and an astonishment, and these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. Verse 12. And it shall come to pass, when 70 years are accomplished, that I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation, saith the Lord, for their iniquity, and the land of the Chaldeans, and will make it perpetual desolations. So yes, they went into captivity for 70 years, and one of the reasons was the Jubilee. Okay, so now let's fast forward to our time, the time of the end, and make some applications. The devil counterfeits everything God does, but in so doing, he's fulfilling the very purposes of God. And this is one of the ways he will be fulfilling the purpose of God. A Sunday law being legislated through the cause of climate change. God shows the end from the beginning. Isaiah 46:10. Okay, so when the Sunday law is legislated, God will prove his people, those who will obey his commandment versus those who will obey the papal Sabbath, just as he proved literal Israel with the manna. Literal Israel with the manna. The Sunday law will be the final test before we enter the heavenly Canaan. There must be a test, a final test. Okay, back to the Jubilee and climate change. The devil now is going to counterfeit a rest day for the earth, and also his rest day for his followers, which is Sunday, causing those who are God's covenant people right now, which are the Seventh-day Adventists, spiritual Israel, the majority to go into captivity to spiritual Babylon. But there will be a remnant, repeating the history of literal Israel in captivity to literal Babylon. But not only that history, also repeating the history of the Dark Ages in the captivity to spiritual Babylon for 1260 years, which also parallels the history to the 70 years captivity. In our history, these two histories are combined. Those who are Daniel's will understand. Lights will go off. They will understand what I just say. Pardon me. These histories will be combined in our time. Effects of every vision. But the difference is, this time is the judgment and the second coming of Christ, unlike the other times. Now let's read some Bible verse to back up what I just said. Revelation 13 verse 12. And this is Revelation 13 is the final book, speaking about our time. Revelation 13 verse 12. And I read, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast, and this E is America, before him, and causeth the earth. See, he causeth the earth to rest. He causeth the earth and them which dwell therein, the inhabitants, the people, to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So he causes the earth to rest on this papal Sabbath, and also the people, the inhabitants of the earth, to rest on also this papal Sabbath, worshipping the first beast, which is the papacy, whose deadly wound, what am I saying? Whose deadly wound was healed. Forgive me. And we know that the papacy received a deadly wound in 1798 when there was a separation of church and state. And when they come together again in these final days, this final time, for the last time, this is the healing of the deadly wound. And I pray that this is clear, that we see here, and let me read again. And he exerciseth all, America, and America exerciseth, the Protestants, exerciseth all the power, those who keep Sundays, all the power of the first beast, the papacy. They exercise the same power because they're going to legislate also with the backings of their mother before him through climate change, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship. And Satan's won't worship, and he's getting this through his agencies, these men, the beast and the false prophet. And he has his spurious rest day, which is Sunday, his mark, his sign. The Sabbath is the true sign between God and his people. Mark, which is also a sign, mark of the beast. Sunday is also his mark, his sign between he and his people. Another verse. Let's read Revelation 13 verse 15 now. And I read, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Repeating the dark ages, the history, persecution, those who will not bow to this papal Sabbath will be threatened, persecuted, killed. A death decree would go forth, but God will save his people from this final death decree. Okay, friends, I pray that someone received the light on this topic. But if you're still in doubt, please take it to the Lord in prayer. Don't forget to like and share the video with a friend. You may also leave a comment at the bottom. Okay, for now, until next time, stay blessed. Love you.